All right, let's see what's going on here. You are blue. Okay. Decent scouting. Let's speed this up a little bit. Nice, got your sheep. Alright. I like that. I also pulled the boar in on Villager 7. That's pretty good. Let's see your lure. Nice lure. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, everything's going good so far. Scouting is decent. Let's just see, where's your sheep? Yeah, I think you got everything. Nice. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty good start so far. I have no complaints. So minor thing. Your scouts already explored this area, and he was already going behind this wood line. You want to keep your scout in the black at all times, so make sure he's going toward here. It's really easy to like forget this, especially if you use waypoints. As you get faster, you can like manually click your scout here, but like try to task him into the black areas, which is just a minor optimization. Okay, you end up doing that, which is good. That's exactly what I like to see. Okay, no idle time. Doing really well here. Okay, I like that you choose not to lure your deer. You don't have to do that at this ELO, and you're going to explore your opponent. Really good stuff so far. Just taking a look at your scouting so far. I mean, this is great. Ideally, as you get better, you can use the sheep to explore this black area. You can have a bit more of your base identified. This will help you find extra resources. Like, for example, you got a couple of extra wood lines here. You found your minerals, so you're in a good spot here in terms of your dark age. So let's keep going. All right, so your elephant's approaching 120, so you should be pulling in the next one. Seems like you're doing that. That's good. Okay. Nice lure. Yeah, you're doing great. So at this point, you see he has an elephant, so you know his base is around here, and your scout runs away. If you know where his base is, what you should do is go and try to explore. His TC can't be next to woodline, so you see the wood here, so just move your scout from here over to here, and you should start to see his base. In fact, if you did that, you would see his house and his lumber camp. He also has like a terrible lumber camp right now, but you don't know that. And yeah, you would see his gold, then you can start scouting around his base. So let's take a look to see if you manage to loop around his base. Now, you're sending your scout back. What is he doing here? You know where your opponent is. You see his boar. You just keep scouting in this area. Okay. You got loom. Did you get housed here? Ah, okay. All right. So, yeah, I think you got housed. And I'm trying to think about why. So what I do, 6 on sheep, 1 on the boar, 3 on wood. You have 4 on wood here. And the next villager builds the next villager lures a second boar or builds a house. Either one is fine. But somewhere after that villager, you should build a house. So it should be around 12 to 13 population. Your house should be under construction. I think you forgot that. So you just got to get into the habit of doing that. And then whoever builds the house can build the mill. And that should prevent you from ever getting housed in this situation again. You could also build an extra house here if you want to just get to 25 pop, so you don't have to worry about it as much. Another thing is just kind of looking at your map. Your berries are at the bottom of a hill, and your house is here. Your house is at the bottom of a hill. You want this house to form part of your wall. So if you built the house on top of the hill, it'd be better and more natural for you to just wall in front of your hill and then wall to the wood line here. or you could have built your house here or here. Just minor suggestions for improving here. This actually constricts you, and if he attacks you from this side, it might make it harder for you to escape, and it's just a cleaner wall to have your wall at the top of the hill. So just things to keep in mind. As a result, you're down a Vil, but you have Loom. So it's not the end of the world, but it's things that you want to clean up. Your scout needs to be in his base. He's just sitting here at AFK. You can, because you saw his board before, you should know he's in this area, but I don't think you saw that or know that he's here. And as a result, you're offsides, and you don't know what your opponent is doing. You should have had your scout exploring everything, looped around his base. You'd have seen his berries, his gold, his wood. You would see that he chose a pretty bad forward wood line, and his lumber camp's not even in the middle of it. So. Okay, so your opponent has a pretty clean build here. He's going up 19 pop. The housing in the Dark Age is pretty tough. It was pretty good up until that point. This barracks, I'd say, is a bit early. If you're going archers, you can build this barracks later. So one thing that I like to do is, because you can gather extra res with the villager, is just keep your Vil gathering food under the TC or gathering wood, depending on what you're trying to do. And then when the TC hits around like 50%, 45, 50% feudal age, then I can build the barracks. Also, when you go up later and you don't have a second house, and your max pop is 20, you need to get the house down. So you could also pull the villager off at like 35%, build the house, build the barracks, and by the time feudal age hits, it's already there, and you should have enough wood. I don't know what your strategy is, but now take a look at this position. You have 2 on gold, 7 on wood, 8 on food. What is your strategy? Is it going men-at-arms? If it is, you're very late because you want to build the barracks before the mill. If it's archers, you don't have enough wood to do anything with your archers, so you're actually really far behind. If it's scouts, why are you taking gold? Because gold is not helping you with that strategy. So you can't afford a mining camp. You can't afford anything right now. And so I'm curious to see where this goes. I think you play crossbow. So I think you play archers. In that case, you want to have like 11 or 12 on wood and like 3 on gold, food and 2 on gold at this point. So make sure that you're optimizing the resources you're gathering to the strategy that you're playing. But let's see where you end up going. And I predict you're going to be short on wood for anything you want to do. Also, you can build 1 mining camp with 1 villager and gather gold with 1 villager. Just so that you can get more resources faster. Your scouting is still like, you haven't found out, you have no idea what your opponent is doing. If your opponent had men-at-arms coming to your base, you're completely dead because you don't know what he's doing. You sent your scout out early to explore and then did not explore. I kind of belabored that point, but I want to highlight that that's a critical mistake that at this level you should be doing consistently. That's going to help you climb. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty accurate that you're going men-at-arms right now. Okay, so you're really late on your men-at-arms. To make it not late on the men-at-arms, build your barracks with villager 16. So that's what explains the 4 on wood before. But you want to build your barracks before your mill if you're going men-at-arms, because you want your men-at-arms to hit when you hit feudal age. At this point, your men-at-arms are slow. You're behind to feudal age. So you're just behind and probably don't realize why you're behind right now. But yeah, and you're also housed. If you're going men-at-arms, I highly recommend build the barracks at pop 16 and build 2 houses next to the barracks. And you're never going to get housed again. You should be able to afford everything in that case. And your men-at-arms should hit like minute 10 or something. Yeah, so you only have one militia, another one's in queue. Okay. Yeah. There's a hole here. Did you drag the palisade to the... Oh, I guess it's not a hole. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I didn't see this tree. Okay, forget me. Okay, one thing to note also, which makes men-at-arms trickier to play, is you don't have double bid axe right now, and your opponent does, which means if you don't do damage, you're behind economically. So, to offset that, you need to get more food. You're really tight on resources right now, so you're gonna struggle a bit. That's why typically when I do men at arms, I go up on 20 pop, get a little bit more food. I can afford the men at arms upgrade, and then you have to make sure you don't forget the wood upgrade. I'm gonna be monitoring that. If you forget the wood upgrade, you're really far behind. You're also super exposed to an attack over here. And you know your opponent's up here. Maybe the archery range can be over here, but it's fine. I just think you're gonna struggle affording what you want right now. Alright, let's take a look and see where you go. You gotta start placing farms. There we go, that's good. Your opponent is going archers, which counters your men-at-arms. But you actually have more military on the field right now. So you can just get some harassing. Just don't expect to kill anything right now until you get your own skirms on the field. Also, if you're going men-at-arms opening and opponents go archers, if this instead of making skirmishers, then you can counter the archers that he produces and you can really put pressure on. If you're going men-at-arms into archers, it's very gold intensive, which it's going to be difficult to afford. So just to keep in the heads up. I also want to see your opponent is making a skirm here, and I want to see... He doesn't even know you're on archers. He's just blind making his skirms because his economy is also bad. And I want to highlight this. He can't afford archers because he went an archery range to make archers, but he doesn't have any gold. So economic mistakes at this ELO result in bad plays. So he's building skirms not in response to you. He's building skirms because he can't afford archers. Okay. Yeah, so you invested a lot into men-at-arms, and they're sitting here AFK, not getting any value. So this is why men-at-arms is difficult to play. These guys need to be in his base by now, attacking him. Another thing I might do, I would maybe have 4 to 5 on the berries, because the faster you can take these down, the better it is. Because, like, let's say he pulls you off of your berries, like with archers or something, and it's also really forward and really exposed on the bottom of a hill, you will lose this resource forever. So it's better to saturate them earlier and get them done. I like to see the bid axes coming in, but you're a bit behind on res collected. You're against Persians, it makes sense, but I also think you could have cleaned things up in Dark Age to prevent that. Yeah, these guys are just pure AFK, so this is a waste of resources. Okay, here they go. They're coming in. Your scout attacks the archer, and your men-at-arms hit the villagers. There we go. Nice. Yeah, you just go into his woodline. This is huge damage here. He has... Alright, so his villagers will kill your men-at-arms if you fight them like this. It's better to isolate one villager, so you can just pull them back and just keep the pressure constantly on him. Like, you can just go back and forth and back and forth, but it's really tricky to do. You want your scout in the fight because he's now AFK and your men-at-arms are going to die. While this is happening, your TC is idle. You have enough resources to make a villager. You're not spamming the villager hotkey. One of the reasons why you're probably struggling here is because you only have 7 on food, so you frequently don't have enough food to make villagers. And so you need to get more farms. Your priority should be farms. So while your military was AFK here, you should have been in your eco, getting it ready to fight. Queue up 2-3 villagers, make your farms, go into the fight, focus on the fight, pull back, get back to your eco, do some stuff, then go back to your military and go in. The reason why you're suffering idle eco is because you can't balance your economy, which needs work first, then your military. In general, focus on your military first. No, sorry, that's reverse. Focus on your economy first, get that going, and then focus on military when your economy is in a good shape. And make sure you don't neglect your economy for too long. You're probably like hyper-focused on this. And I think your men-at-arms are all going to die here because the villagers will just kill them. And then you're behind because you invested into men-at-arms and he didn't. And even if you get like a Vil kill or 2, the men-at-arms are really expensive. So you're actually behind as a result. You're also 3 villagers behind. This is bad for you. I just want to highlight that. Yeah, you lost all your men-at-arms as predicted. You did some damage, but he's ahead in res collected. He's ahead in villagers. These archers are coming in nicely, but he's on skirm. He was on skirm because he couldn't afford archers, but then he just invested in skirms blindly and countered you. I still don't think he knows that you have archers coming. Yeah, he has no idea. This is unlucky. It happens sometimes. If you see him on skirms like this, you can just add a stable. But you need to get more food first. So my priority would be get to like 14, 15 farms, like 5 on berries, drop a stable, and you can make some scouts to augment it. And then with your archers, you can just harass it. You also can't afford fletching. You can't afford fletching because you're really low on food and you're really struggling. So like these small economy mistakes are boiling up into you have a pretty tepid, or maybe say timid attack. These 3 archers aren't going to do anything without fletching. You're actually pretty far behind as a result. Okay, he sees you have archers now. He's going to pull his skirms back, and your archers are hitting a house. Your scout can engage on these skirms. Like, this is just free. Just once you go into vision here, your scout attacks them. There we go. Oh, just go in there. Yeah, like, just go in, and when his villagers attack you, pull back. Kill his spear with your archers, and your scout can attack him. That's good. Okay. Going back home, you need more farms. You're floating a lot of wood. You need more farms. You need more food so you can get fletching. You're floating like gold, and you don't have enough archer mass to do anything. You don't have fletching, so this is a pretty weak attack. Okay, now you pull your scout back because his scout is here. Yeah. I mean, at this point, you probably would have been better served not making any military at all, or like making defensive military, keeping them here, and just focusing your eco. You'd be way more ahead. Your opponent is getting fletching now, so you can't win any fight. Your opponent's also making lots of mistakes. He's floating tons of wood, so he's also not doing well economically. Right. You want more on berries. You only have 2 on berries here. That's really unfortunate. Watch idle villagers, make farms, there we go, okay. Yeah, your opponent has a 5 villager lead because of economic misplays, and your investment in men-at-arms really didn't pay off. I would say, for walling, since you have this scouted, if you just built a house here and a palisade here, you can just save all of this wood. So much wood you're spending here, and it's not even a great wall because you've denied your access to this wood line and this wood line. Just build the house here, and you see this. So you know you can do that. You see the edge of the map and you see the wood line here. You can just build a house, go here, and secure a bunch of extra resources. You're not walled here, and you're not walled here. So you're just like fully open, fully exposed. You can just build a wall here. You also see the edge of the map, and you see here, so you know you can wall here. So you just gotta do it. And then yeah, you want to get your wall here. So your wall's at the bottom of the hill, so he can just put archers here and harass you. So you can just build your wall a little further ahead, and you'd be better. And I would say the reason why small walls are really bad here is because they're at the bottom of a lot of hills. You have a lot of hills surrounding your base, so you want to secure those. You're doing the right thing, staying defensive here. You're a bit behind economically. Just continue to make farms. Yeah, you're starting to... You'll probably be first to Castle Age, I'd imagine. Just continue to train archers, what you're doing. I would get 2 extra on gold, and you have a lot on food now, so you're good. You're just a bit late to the stuff. Rush building a house with your farm villagers is a play that you want to avoid. Yeah, you're doing the right thing, extending your walls. You want to build your houses with your walling villagers if you can. These palisades are now kind of in your way, so you want to delete them. And your opponent sees you have tons of archers now, so if he's smart, he'll just spam skirms, which he has 7 of, so you have to be careful. But yeah, you should be first to Castle Age by a huge amount. Your opponent is floating so much wood. His economy is a disaster right now. The only thing saving his economy is he has a Vill lead because he's Persians and he has less idle TC. So that's like, I would really focus on improving that. You have tons of food now and not enough gold, which is fine. Just make a market and you can sell. You should build a market with one of your walling villagers, or 2 of them. You're almost to Castle Age. Why go forward here? You know he's on skirm, so you know he's gonna be able to kill you. And you go forward here, you just lose your archer mass before you can upgrade a crossbow, and you're almost to Castle Age. So you just wait at home, click up to Castle Age, and then come hit him with a bunch of crossbows. It'll be way stronger. You end up not getting to Castle Age faster than you probably should have. And I think maybe a market could have helped with that. Okay, at this point, you're doing the right thing. Go away. You have all these archers. You have a lot of food. You should probably get... Okay, archer armor is good. Yep, doing the right thing. Running away. This is a losing fight. This is a losing fight because you gave up the hill, and you're a bunch of archers against a bunch of skirms. So now you've lost your whole mass of units, and if you just kept them behind your walls and went to Castle Age, you would have been way better. So try not to go forward when you're about to hit Castle Age if you don't have a timing attack. And you don't have a timing attack because you didn't even click Castle Age at this time. Now you're in a really bad position because now you lost all your military advantage and your economy is worse than his because he has 7 extra villagers. And eventually he will fix his economy. Like, he has 7 on gold now, he's got 21 on food, 14 on wood. He can afford anything at Castle Age. You're just going to end up losing a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if this whole army does. Yeah. Trying to do too much at 1200 is the source of a lot of issues. Like moving forward here was just a game-losing mistake. This is now a really bad position. Although he does only have skirms, he doesn't have any crossbows, so you're still fine, but it could be worse. But he'll just outboom you, I think, in Castle Age and beat you. Oh, there's a hole there. I didn't even see that. That's rough. Okay, yeah, to fix that, just drag a palisade from your building to the wall. Maybe also just build the archery range out here and the barracks here for future. It should be fine. I think he might win this fight. Yeah, this is horrible for him. This is so much value. He clicks crossbow with 3 archers. This is not a threat. Yeah, if you just go knights here, you kill everything he has. Alright, let's make sure we're getting bowsaw. I've actually adopted this as well. First thing I do is click bowsaw and even heavy plow. Like, just get the eco upgrades out of the way. They're gonna pay for themselves out. 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna lose the game because you click those upgrades. This game is still winnable. It's not in a bad spot. You just need a bigger mass. He doesn't have any... He spent a lot of resources on crossbow. Cav Archer is a mistake. Don't even make that. The reason why Cav Archer is a mistake, because you can't afford Cav Archer. You have knights, but you clicked Cav Archer, and you're getting archer armor. You don't have any archers on the field. Cav Archer is way too expensive. You need to get Bodkin Arrow, you need to get a University, you need to get Ballistics, you need to get Archer Armor, you need to get Bodkin Arrow. You have so many technologies that you need to do. You need to get a Husbandry. You can't afford Cav Archer. If you're going to do Cav Archer, you need to commit to that with double range and Feudal Age and go forward. But you lost all your archers, so you can't click crossbow. And you got Knight Armor. So what are you doing? Are you doing knights or are you doing cav archers? You have to make a decision, and you should be decisive. I think just go knights. Knights kill everything he has because he has no archer mass. You know he has that because you just saw all his skirms and archers. You don't need to fear something that's not there. So if you just go like 2 stable knights with armor +2, I'm pretty sure you can just run into his base and kill him. Like this ELO, most people can't deal with that. He's going a second TC, which is going to slow him down militarily. So if you had 2 stable knights here, you can just bulldoze him down. This army is so useless, but the cav archer is a waste of resources, literally just throwing them away. And your knights, because they don't have +2 armor, because you invested in this armor and Bodkin Arrow, you're actually down a lot of res and not getting any output. +2 knights here kill all. Like +2 knights and 2 stable knights, you're going to have like 6 knights on the field with +2/+2, and you're going to kill everything. Spending all this food and gold on these upgrades is useless. Yeah, you need, like, by the way, for cav archer play, you need like 8+ cav archers to do anything, and he has skirms. So going into cav archer is just asking to die. You would need double range or triple range, all in cav archers, and like really hit him. But I wouldn't even play cav archers. They're way too hard to do, in my opinion. Knights, and you win this game. Okay, so at this point, he's on 2 TC, you have no threat militarily. I'm pretty sure this is a loss, and I'm pretty sure he's just going to pull ahead economically. So I'm just going to speed up here, because most of this stuff doesn't matter. Yeah, Bowsaw is coming in very late. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure you're gonna lose this fight. He's got skirms and crossbows against your knights. Yeah. Yeah, you lose this fight because of decisions you made like 3-4 minutes ago, like I already said. Like, you don't need to worry about this. This is not the reason why you lost. He's 3 TC versus 1 TC. So in order for you to win in this position, you need to build a siege workshop forward and push him. You're not going to do that. You're really far away, so this is just a loss. If that +2 armor came in like 6 minutes ago and you had more knights in the field, you kill the whole armor. But he's 3 TC and a forward siege workshop and pushing you. You're gonna lose. You're just so far behind now. Okay, I mean, that's a good fight for you. Your opponent doesn't have military, or he has less military, but he just has 35 extra villagers in here, so he'll be able to afford Imperial Age and everything with additional resources coming in. He's going a 4th town center. He's just going ultra boom. He's also got 24 on stone, which is crazy, so he's going to get some castles. If he just had like 12 villagers on stone and like extra 12 farms, like he's going to like... Yeah, he's gonna run you over like nothing. I don't understand this town center. It's completely garbage. I guess it's on the gold, but he's got a castle here. Whatever. It's not important. Alright, problem with this forward castle is you're so far behind because of decisions made 10, 12, 13, 14 minutes ago that he's going to be imp first. He's going to create like 2 trebs and blow your castle up. Also, you're on 3 TC now, but being on a 3 TC boom before your opponent and being so far behind them means they have such a high villager lead and resource collected lead that they can do literally anything and beat you. You're going to be so slow to the punch. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy just ends up going like Savar and kills you. You can actually deal damage here, but it'll never be decisive damage because his trebs are going to kill you. Okay, you hit imp. You're behind economically, but because this ELO people can't finish games, you have a chance to maybe come back and win. You shouldn't, but you have a chance. So, yeah, he's getting a 6th town center. He's going camel skirm. I'm not sure what Portuguese can do to stop that. I'm not a Portuguese player. Maybe like halberdier if you get them, plus like like, I don't know. Yeah, halberdier like knights or something. I'm not sure. If the Persian player just went Savar, by the way, you lose. Like, if he just had a bunch of knights and went Savar, he's going to run through you. He's going to have high pierce armor. He's going to just destroy everything you have, but they're not doing that. You're getting a bunch of archer upgrades. You don't have any archers on the field, so I'm not sure what you're upgrading here. If you're going to make upgrades, especially expensive ones like these, make sure they're tied to units that you have on the field. If you had like a ton more production, then it'd be good. Also, if you're planning to play archers like your research path suggests, you have 8 on wood. You need like 40 on wood. So you can't like sustain this army. Your villagers aren't working the resources that you need to get that. Your opponent could play archers. He's got 2,000 wood right now, which is insane. If he just made a bunch of farms there and makes a var, he wins. I really don't know what your plan is. Probably you don't either because you're panicking or you think you're losing here. Yeah, you lose. Hopefully everything I mentioned here helps, but yeah, I mean, just like decisions that you make with text that you choose and your villagers not working the resources that you're trying to all cascade and snowball into a pretty decisive loss here. Hope that helped.